I'm Justine Frolker. I'm an author, speaker, corporate trainer, and certified Daring Way and Dare to Lead facilitator. And this is where we talk about courageous resilience in a really imperfect way with lots of animated emotion, sometimes with red lipstick, in a t-shirt and beach hair, even though I haven't been to the beach because it's 2020. And where I teach you the skills, tools, and language to create real, daily, sustainable change in your life to live and love and lead with freaking courage. Okay, so this is the fourth time I've recorded this teach. So that usually tells me that the enemy greatly underestimates how effing stubborn I am and determined. Last video, we talked about how some of us might be over-attaching to certainty about a thing to help us cope with the certainty, the catastrophic uncertainty of 2020. And it occurred to me this week because if you haven't noticed, social media is a bit of a dumpster fire this week. I mean, it's a nightmare. And if you followed me for any amount of time, you know that I worked really hard to have a healthy relationship with social media. I tend to really enjoy social media because I've created boundaries around it. I also oftentimes have to lock myself out of it because it's addictive, especially in 2020. But I'm a woman who can't have kids. So social media was either going to be part of my healing, which I did the work to make it that, or it was going to be part of my freaking demise. And so, I mean, I love seeing your kids and I am so happy for you, and it's really hard and I'm sad for me. Like, that's the permission of the and. So social media is difficult and we're living in a catastrophic, uncertain year. And I think there's two things happening here. One, we are very emotionally raw and triggered a lot. That's what uncertainty will do to you, okay? Disappointment, fear, anxiety, anger, and just, I mean, uncertain. We can't make plans. We don't know what our life looks like tomorrow, next week, let alone in the fall. Are we going into 20? I mean, like, whatever. So we're all like triggered emotionally as it is. And most of us don't know how to name our emotions, speak them, cope with them in a healthy, effective way so that they don't own our entire life. And so since we're all then like living from our emotions, reacting from our emotions, and right now with all of the things happening, it feels really, really easy to plow through, not feel, by going to social media and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and engaging in comments, attempting to have courageous conversations. I'm not really seeing a whole lot of that. It's more like unhealthy confrontation. So here's what happens. I'm super triggered and fatigued and just damn weary already. And it's so easy to pull up my app, and it's so addictive as it is. Dopamine's released every like that I get, okay? But I'm already triggered, and so then I'm scrolling, avoiding, numbing, and escaping my feelings. And then I see the post that I don't like or that I don't agree with. And I have two choices. I can scroll on by. I have three choices maybe. I can scroll on by. I can read it. I do usually read them because I think it's important to read things from both sides. I can read it and engage with it in a not courageous way, which I'm seeing a lot of lately. And then what happens is like we get in this unhealthy confrontation trying to convince people. Shaming, judging, and blaming is happening. Hatred is happening. We're not being very kind. I don't see a whole lot of that lately. And remember, I already came in triggered with my emotions, reacting from my emotions, and then I've been numbing and avoiding and escaping that already by scrolling. So that means I'm even more detached from my emotions, which means I'm not walking in my truth or aligned in my values. And then now I'm engaging with this person that I don't agree with, and we're going back and forth. And so then that now becomes my new thing that I just keep going back and forth because I don't want to feel my feelings. Because, oh my gosh, if I were to stop and pause and take a break and actually think about how hard this time is right now, I might never stop crying. I might yell even more at my family. I might drink 2 bottles of wine. I might sleep even less. And so I can't stop to feel my feelings because I might not be able to get out of bed. And so instead, I do anything to numb and avoid and escape and plow through them. I work too much. I overschedule with my kids. I don't have kids, but you know what I mean. I scroll. I engage in unhealthy confrontation on social media. I watch too much media, news media. I go down rabbit holes of conspiracy theories, all of these things. And my question is, my reminder is, we were not made to escape ourselves. You can run, you can work, you can hustle, you can drink, you can Netflix binge, you can ice cream binge, you can social media binge, you can scroll as much as you want. You will not be able to run from yourself. Feelings will always catch up. And they will eat you from the inside out until you get curious enough to really ask yourself, what is this really about? What is this bringing up for me? How do I cope? What am I feeling? And I also promise you that unhealthy confrontation, especially in the comments on social media, will not create change. Change is created in connection. Growth and healing are created in connection. It'll never happen in disconnection. For connection to happen, we have to be self-aware of what is happening in us, how we feel, how we're coping, what it's bringing up for us. We also must choose empathy and to seek to understand where someone else is coming from. Grace, kindness, curiosity, and yes, boundaries. Going at each other to convince one another, especially in the comments, which is oftentimes resulting in this cancel culture, I'm just done with you, is not in service of healing this world. Because healing only happens in connection. And let us remember, healing does not mean that we all agree. And so, this week, are we scrolling, posting, commenting as a way to plow through, numb, avoid, and escape our feelings? I promise you, as difficult as these harder emotions of this year are, and I know them, you cannot run from them. And when you do, you don't get the good stuff. You don't get the good stuff. Feel your feelings. Speak them. Cope with them. Own them. Seek to understand others. Learn healthy boundaries. Next time I'll talk about actual coping, tangible things. I'll make it shorter. Okay. Thanks for being here. No matter where you're watching or listening, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, or a podcast player, please, if you found this helpful, share, like, follow, and subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Because also, Imperfect Way, we don't post on the same day every week. Because 2020, people, it's 2020. I'll see you next time. Thanks for being here.